Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of TNA Making an Impact. Today, we're now on the road to Victory Road after a fairly successful Against All Odds pay-per-view. Let's say this is the run to that, and then it's the run to TNA Lockdown. We've got 16 segments on today's show, ending a lot of feuds basically, starting some new ones and integrating some together. Obviously, we're off the back of Rey Mysterio's suspension for another wellness violation, so that's a bit of a negative. Hopefully, it's a good show, and you guys like the direction that we're going in. So we'll kick on. Let me know what you think. It's TNA making an impact. Sold out 5,000 in the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles, California. And after his vicious attack at putting Fergal Devitt through the table at Against All Odds, it's madness. He's cutting a promo saying, you know, I came here to be a champion. I've not had the same opportunities as you, and this is my time to show that I am the man around here. So a C plus 67. Magnus stating his intentions to Fergal Devitt. He's saying this is the start of many beatdowns until he becomes the champion, and that Devitt's days as champion are numbered. Gets the show off to a strong start, gets the crowd hotter, continues the UK or more storyline with a nice wee C plus 67 promo. Our opening contest is an extremely short match as we see Ricochet defeat Caleb Conley in 4:35 by pinfall with a diving double knee drop. Ricochet makes the first defence of his TNA X Division Championship. It's a solid C62 opener. Both men have great chemistry and it showed in their performances. The match got the crowd hotter. Ricochet with a 67 performance, Caleb Conley with a 40. Overall, very happy with that. A good opener and a good showing there from Caleb Conley. And a rare opportunity for a championship. So, good start there to the show. We then have the other 50% owner. Obviously, recently it's been Brandy Rose making the decision. This time it's Carly who comes out. And she says, not as it says in the text there, that Rey Mysterio has been fired, but just going over the fact that Rey Mysterio has been suspended again for 28 days, just purely on the basis of the fact that he has failed another wellness policy. So D44 just announcing that Rey Mysterio won't be about for a bit. Next up and about, had some decent wrestling but little heat. Jade defeated Tanya in 7:22 by pinfall. D plus 53. Just continuing on the knockouts division we've got going, building them up. Jade not suited to her gimmick. She got a 42. Tanya with a 46 performance. It's a decent performance. It's going to take a while before we get B- matches in our knockouts division, but if we build them up all together, then hopefully they can become stars together. There were no skill improvements in this one. No negatives either, so again it's a work in progress, but very pleased with the progress that we're making. Next up we had some 6-man tag action, and it was about that had decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat, and it saw the BCs, Nick and Matt Jackson and Yujiro Takahashi defeat the team of the Bro-Men and Mandrews in 8:19 when Matt Jackson defeated Jesse with a moonsault. A C61 giving some momentum to the BC. 31 performances there for Mandrews and Jesse, 36 for Robbie E, 64 for Takahashi, 70 for Nick and a 68 for Matt. Keeps them looking strong away from the championships. Takahashi improving technical skills, Matt Jackson and performance. Overall, pretty good. Few negatives there, but poor momentum, poor portraying a babyface, fatigue on Takahashi, but we've got to use them. And after this, there was a heated argument between Kenny Omega and Adam Cole because of what went down at Against All Odds. Adam Cole costing Kenny Omega the X Division Championship. But a C plus 71 here. The segment did well. Kenny was underwhelming. Adam Cole looked good. He continues the BC next storyline, and Adam Cole foreshadowed a face turn. So pretty decent there. Good promo work there. Just negatives mostly. Our announced team. Next up we had tag team action, and the tag team champions of Decay defeated Phoenix and Tigre Uno in a decent matchup in 8:20 when Abyss defeated Tigre Uno by pinfall with a black hole slam. An OK C-59, a bit of an enhancement talent matchup here, Tigre Uno being the weak link. Both of the Decay author game, which is a shame to see, but a 32 performance for Tigre Uno, a 60 for Phoenix, a 48 for Crazy Steve, a 66 for Abyss. No skill improvements here, but again just using this to build up the momentum of the tag team champions. Next was a women's matchup, or a knockouts matchup, and it was about that had some subpar wrestling and little heat. Ali continues her impressive run of victories with a victory over Madison Rayne in 7 minutes and 8 with the sit out facebuster. D45, again building her up from scratch, is going to take a bit of time, but she's getting better at her gimmick. Madison Rayne has a gimmick that's getting stale, so we'll look to rectify that. And some okayish performances. As I say, these two have got a long way to go, but again, it's all about building up a division. Most of the negatives there for Madison. She's weird in these games because I feel like she always has good stats, but I just never seem to do anything with her. We then have a backstage stare down where Chris Jericho is looking to come to the ring, but him and Shibata have a bit of a confrontation, basically a stare down, and because obviously how dangerous both gentlemen can be, security, just swarm about, just say here, none of this, we're not having you take each other on, and that get an A90 rating. Will they feud? Maybe not shortly, but look out for this one. Jericho getting better at his gimmick, and overall, a very impressive stare down. Next up in a decent matchup, we had Bram defeat James Storm in 8:22 by pinfall via a curb stomp, a C plus 68, a good performance there by Bram with a 70, James Storm with a 50 performance. No skill improvements, but overall, a good win for Bram. Only negative again, James Storm, as I say, he's struggling just because of his age. After this, Bram's obviously celebrating his victory, but out of nowhere, back from his exodus, Jeff Hardy runs in and he beats down Bram. Obviously, Bram took Jeff Hardy out of action. No more. Jeff Hardy's not standing back and taking it. He's decided he's going to come back and unleash pain on Bram. Jeff underperformed though, and the Best versus Bram storyline has lost a little bit of heat because of this, but overall pretty good. No skill improvements, but a decent segment nonetheless. And after this, James Storm is going backstage. Although it says here that they're now allies, it's far from it. This is basically Bobby Roode saying, I can't keep carrying you. I need to think about my career. It's near the end as well. But I think I can still make it to the top. I don't know about you. Just basically a case of James Storm's just really struggling. Bobby Roode's putting out stellar performances. And I don't want to turn Bobby Roode heel. So an amicable parting of the ways of beer money. So a C61, James Storm's getting better at acting, but really his days are pretty much over in TNA. Then a promo of Brian Cage and Mike Barrett just saying, Rey Mysterio, obviously the whole situation with Rey Mysterio getting suspended again doesn't surprise them, and they're going to use this and defeat Lashley and his surprise partner that he will have with him tonight, and that's a C-57. And the matchup itself was decent, and Mike Bennett and Brian Cage defeat Bobby Lashley and surprise partner Grado in 10:05 when Brian Cage defeated Grado with a pump handle facebuster, with Grado being the weak link. A good C- a C63 here, again pushing these guys up and up the card slowly but surely. Bennett and Cage with excellent chemistry, Lashley off his game, Grado with 34, Lashley with 66, Brian Cage with 56, and a 64 in-ring performance for the miracle Mike Bennett. He continues their storyline going forward. No skill improvements, negatives, a few in there for Grado, bit of inconsistency in a few wrestlers. Overall, pretty decent in terms of building stars up. We then had some good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd as we saw Magnus defeat Davey Richards at our main event in 13:41 by pinfall after using a foreign object. So a good win for Magnus, gets his way back after a defeat at the last pay-per-view. B-77, proving to everybody why he should be about the main event scene, why he should challenge for the title. Davey Richards is getting better at his gimmick, which is good because it's new. 73 rating for him, 65 for Magnus. No skill improvements. And just the negatives here, just Davey Richards penalised because someone's playing his gimmick better. His tag partner. And we end the show, so basically Devitt comes down, gets a bit of revenge, and of course Drew Galloway decides he wants a bit of revenge on Magnus, because obviously they've been feuding, and he feels like, why is Magnus getting in this spotlight when he's the guy that beat him. So it ends up with a three-way brawl, mostly taking out Magnus. He runs, and the two baby faces have kind of chased him off. So it finishes with C plus 71, Galloway and Devitt standing. Devitt coming across well there in a C plus 71 segment. And that means we finish the show, again with a B minus 77 because of a good main event. Again increasing our popularity in every region we're in. And we've kind of moved on, we've got a few more storylines pushing on, a couple of matches that will maybe change into triple threat, adding a third wheel into them. Overall, really happy. As I say, we've managed to establish new main eventers, and there's still a few guys that we need something to do with, likes of EC3 and whatnot. So overall, pretty happy with that, and a good standard show of TNA Impact. So we'll have a little look here. Shining off the contract to Shazza. Apart from that, Heath Slater is under a chance to be signed, although if he's over this, I don't think we'll touch him. But again, drawing a lot of praise for a good show. Takahashi needs time to heal, and we're up at a 4.07 rating. Things are going good. Momentum's up to 67, so really going along. A lot of the morale issues are fixed as well. And I say in terms of size, we're starting to reach a few 60s, a few 58s. We're pretty much halfway there on the way to international. Another 7 pop in most places. Some at the 56 will need 9 pop. But once we get there, or in pops I should say, sorry. If we keep going at the rate we're going, we're still beating 63s, then we should hopefully be national. I want to target by the end of the year, it might be the start of next year, but I think we can definitely do it, and we've came a long way so far. So that's it for this episode, guys. This is just really starting up and getting some storylines along on the way to Victory Road. And as always, thanks for watching, it's deeply appreciated. Any comments are deeply appreciated regarding the series or even your own saves, let us know. We can see how everybody else is booking their shows. So don't forget to check out the Grey Dog software forums and of course the Fantasy Bookers subreddit. And as always, any likes, shares and subscriptions are always deeply appreciated. We'll try and get this content out every Tuesday and Friday, with the WWE stuff out every Sunday. So as always guys, thanks for watching, take care, I'll see you soon, bye bye.